Yay, it's done it. I figured it out. Oh my gosh. That was painful. That was actually painful. Oh my word, I need a drink. Okay, we're here. We're able to play. I can press the play button. Okay, so welcome to the first dreadful stream of Transport Fever 2. In Germany, I can press play on the game and we can actually look at what we're doing on here. Welcome to everybody that's viewing. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the patience to to deal with that where we had no sound. But I had some settings that are set up for recording that don't work when you are doing it live. So here we are. We're live. And now we're going to... It's apple juice. It's apple juice. It's just in a pint glass. Guys, come on. What do you think I am? Right. Okay. So, we are in Germany. I'm completely discombobulated by all of that drama that we've just had. I'm not even sure I can operate doing this. This is mad. The pressure. My screen's still mirrored. What is going on? Oh, yeah. I need to remove that. Oh, dear. Okay. Are we going to get there eventually? I think we might get there eventually. Yeah. I've got to wait. Let's have a look. We should get there now. I think we're there now. Okay. Whew. It's a lot more nervy doing it like this. I feel the nerves coming in. I feel that. So I'm going to just do something. I'm going to do something. So in the last episode... we set up this massive line down here and we were bringing coal from this area and bring it into our steel mill down here, and we want to connect in this factory here so when we eventually get steel in we can do that. So that's what we're going to go for. That is what we're going to go for, because I need to think of something else to do because I'm just completely... Streaming is much harder than I thought it was going to be than compared to just recording on your own. I feel like the pressure is something I'll have to get used to. I don't know why I feel so much pressure, but I'm just going to start playing and we'll see how we go. So we're going to build a station there, and this is going to be collecting our steel from here, and it will also collect planks when we eventually deliver them. And we're going to pop that in there, and we would take the planks and steel in, and then we'll need a goods wagon that's going to bring out some machines that will go into this little cargo hub we've got going on here. Are we all right on the audio and the visuals at the moment, to those currently watching? Let me know in the chat. I'm trying to keep an eye on that because things have not gone well so far. If you've just joined, it is not going well so far, but we are playing the game and we can do some fun things. So we've connected up our little line. We can get steel and planks, and we're going to go from there. So we go to our train depot. Let's buy ourselves a little train. We'll go with the little Prusse because I love it. And we're going to bring out some sidecars with stakes. We'll give it a 28 capacity. It's, I mean, even smaller than that. It's not a long journey that we're going to be doing. So we're going to go from there to there. And we're going to let that run. And it's not going to make money until we start producing steel. So we need to keep an eye on our steel production. But we're going to go for our Saarbrücken East machines is our new line, which our train is on, and we can have a look at the train coming out of the depot. Where is it coming from? Here it comes over here, and we'll give it a little paint job. It's on a blue line, so we're going to give it a nice blue color, which is oddly has painted the decks of the wagons here. Do I do parties? Vex, I not on this form. Not on this form. This is awful. I'm sure you're laughing your head off right now. How badly this is going. But, you know, it's fine. So we've got coal coming into our steel mill. So that is a good thing. We have ore coming from Meppen all the way up here. So far, nothing of that has been transported. And we need to get some ore down from here. But we're on the complete other side of the map. So our ore gets taken on this Meppen ore line, which runs down to the Castle cargo hub, but it only has a rate of 66. So that really has got to go up. Otherwise, we're not going to... I knew you'd be laughing, Vex. I knew you'd be laughing. So I'm here for the enjoyment, here for the lols. But in the meantime, we've got a train that's only got a rate of 66. You can see at the top right corner here, 66, and this ore factory is trying to deliver 400. So we need to change that. Why do I have so many rivers? This is a Germany map. So this is a map that someone has built with a actual topography of Germany, and Germany has a lot of rivers in it. They're probably not as wide as this in real life because I don't think the scale is quite right. But there is a lot of rivers, and we have used those rivers at the start to really build our industrial base without trains, where we've got lots of little boaties. You can see little boaties going along. But now we're really focusing on our railways because are we making profit? Well, that is a good question because railways are hard in hard mode. So we're going to have a look at our finances here. And you can see that all of our transport modes are making money. We're making 3 million currently per quarter. From that, but we have spent an enormous amount. You can see in those periods down there, we've spent something like, what's that, 60, 70 million. So we've eaten away at that, but we are, I think if you look at these industries, we are making a bit of cash. It's just our investments are doing that. So we're at 31 million. I'm not too worried about money at this point. So I'm going to keep going with that. Minus 20 million. I don't know, where's that come from? I mean, the minus 20 million, these minus are investments, so this is where we put money in new tracks and things. So if I stop building stuff, then we will be in profit, but I'm not stopping building stuff because I like building stuff. So we'll see how we go. Right, so we were going to add some trains in because we've got a rate of 66. One more train will give us a rate of, should give us a rate of 132. 2 more will give us a rate of 264, and then we probably need, let's have a look, 2 more, and that's going to give us a rate of 396. So that will basically take 99% of the output from here, which I'm pretty happy with. So those trains are going to start rolling out into the network and start collecting that ore. I don't know where they're actually going to come from. Maybe up here? No. Where are those trains? So if we have a look over on the ore line, let's have a look. No, number 65. The train is coming along. Choo-choo. Choo-choo. Coming out of the depot over here. On its way to the Castle cargo hub. So you can see it's actually coming from this depot, coming to the north to the cargo hub, and it's going to make its way north up to this ore quarry, mine, up there. And then hopefully going to start bringing some money in because we spent quite a bit of money making those trains. So those trains can get the ore down to here, which is good. But then we also need to get the ore from Castle down to this little cargo hub down here at Strasbourg. So the line that we have connecting that is our Castle to Strasbourg line, and we have one train here which has got sidecars with stakes on that line, and we have another train here which is currently waiting for a free path, but you can see it's behind another train over here that has got the capability to take the ore, although at the moment it's heading down empty. So hopefully we'll get a build-up of some ore at a central cargo hub, and then that train can start pulling that ore there. But because it's such a long journey, we're going to need a lot of these trains on this line as well. So we go to this one, we'll manage this vehicle. I need to make sure this is the right one. Let's have a look, just a moment. Yeah, so this has got the gondolas at the back. The gondolas can take the sort of dusty stuff, like your ore, your coal, your grain, and your stone. So we have to use those to transport that. So looking at the Castle Strasbourg line, it's got a rate of 86 with 2 trains on it. So give or take, that means each train is doing about 40. So we're going to need 10 trains of this kind to deliver that ore down there. So I'm going to start those moving as well. I don't have enough money to go to the full 10. So we'll go with 5. Hopefully we'll be able to do about 200 worth of ore coming down here, and then we can start producing some steel. So we're low on money again. We haven't got any loan, which is good. So we don't have any loan to pay, no loan interest to deal with. But yeah, we have spent a lot of money. Trains are expensive. Trains are expensive. They are far more expensive than boats, and then you've got to pay for the tracks and everything. Look at this construction mill. Is that the full output, the full level? You can see level 4 here of this brick factory, which I'm pretty proud of. And that's distributing out to all of these places around here. So we've got bricks going on there, and we may start to get that through the network, or we may start to pull bricks in from elsewhere. So we've got Strasbourg here, and I'm going to try and pronounce this, Karlsruhe, in the southwest of Germany. They require some bricks, construction materials, and there is a construction materials plant down here. And we've also got a stone quarry here, so we can easily feed all of our needs in there. It's all good, Vex. I'm all thirsted. I'm all quenched. No need for any more. Let's have a look then. So we can start to do that as well, and we can bring those bricks in. I'm not going to connect in stone to the central network and then bring it back out. There's no point, because a quarry can satisfy the need of a construction materials plant all on its own. So we can go for that, and I think that's what we'll do. So being as the distance is so small, we'll probably go by road here. We've got a quarry there. Now we do have a bit of a hill, and the carts don't like the hills too much. But rather than cutting through the town this way, I think what we'll do is we'll build a nice new country road that's going to connect in to the construction materials plant, and then we'll just cut through this forest here. Maybe give it a bit of a bend, a bit of an S-bend here, and over to there. Right, so now we have that set up, we can start collecting some stone. So this is a good thing to do while we've not got as much money, because road vehicles are a lot cheaper to procure. Now I want to be as far down this hill. If I can avoid the horses climbing all the way up this hill while still being connected, then I can save myself a lot of hassle here. So I'm going to put 2 platforms on the left. I'll give it 20 meters, and we'll go with that. And you can see the stone quarry is lit up, which is good. And then we're just going to drop off here at the construction plant, and that's very good. And now we just need a depot somewhere that we can put pretty cheaply. That will do, and then we can buy some wagons. So we're going to go with cargo, and we can go with this open type, which is cool. We can see the we'll get 10 of those. We can see the cargo on the back, and we put that on a new line to bring from there into here, and we'll call this our F. Hello from Northern Germany. It's great. I don't have any mods installed. This is a vanilla playthrough. I don't think I have any mods installed. No, a totally vanilla playthrough. To be honest, I do like vanilla playthrough, but this is a community map of Germany, which I am using. So that's the only thing we are doing, and there is a link in the normal videos for this of the map and the I think in the playlist as well, if you want to join in and do that yourself. So this is going to be at Breslau. Excuse me if I got that wrong. Excuse me if you are German and I get the pronunciations wrong. Try my best. Strasse. Okay. And we're going there and we're dropping off. I don't know why I've put the name of that. In fact, this is just going to be stone rather than street. So we'll go with that. And they're going to go on there. They're going to start delivering stone. So they are producing a rate of 129. 10 vehicles are doing 129. I mean, not that great. Not that great. So that is the only downside of using road vehicles. But 100 is all we need actually at the start, because this factory needs to level up. And it will not level up unless we start distributing out some of its produce. So this is where it gets a bit interesting. So we have nowhere really around here that wants construction materials, but we do have two towns, the town of Strasbourg and the town of Saarbrücken, which does want those materials. So if by train we can bring those materials up, then we can distribute those out from here to the two towns, and that will do it. And then eventually as well we can look over here at Karlsruhe, which river or more ore, maybe, but I'm using this massive network because the longer your route at the moment to bring stuff around, the more money you make. So I'm really hoping that this train, when it gets going, is going to make some big cash. At the moment I've just lost money on just lost money, but we're going to do this. So we're going to connect in this factory now. Obviously we've got a road depot there, but we want to bring those materials from near Basel there. So let's put in a station, and we'll let's have a look. I think we'll go with a terminal station here. I'm just wondering whether it's quite a hill there. Maybe we go a bit further up and connect with a road, or maybe we just go tunnel straight out the bat here. I think we might end up doing that because I think, oh yeah, you know, what about a station that just goes straight into a tunnel? I think we might do that. So we're going to go through there. We're going to come straight under this. Look at that, straight into a tunnel. It's very London-like. If you've been in London, ever been to London, there's a lot of places which go straight underground, as you'd expect when you're there. So we can come out onto dry land somewhere over here and bend our way through, and we'll come all the way. Oh, we got another tunnel going on. We've got a little hump there. We could maybe avoid that. I don't know if that's really necessary. I wonder if we do a little weave around without losing too much speed. We get through this little valley here, and then we can go straight on. Oh, got a viaduct going on here. I'm not sure about that. Maybe we'll allow, or maybe we'll put a bridge in. We'll bring this up a bit. It's a little bit of one over the road. Yeah, Basel in Switzerland. So the map comes all the way down south to, you've got Switzerland, Dijon, which is French, I think. We've also got Wien in Austria, Salzburg. So the map does cover, obviously it's a square map, so the creator has put in some additional places that surround Germany, I should say. So, and I think we might have overshot this a little bit actually. I don't think we need to come this far. I'm too busy chatting. So we'll go over here and we'll head in that direction. So that's pretty straight line is pretty much what we want to do there. So we're going to go straight across that river and join over there. So I would go massive straight line. Looks pretty good. It's absolutely enormous river, which seems a bit ridiculous. So maybe we'll just bring it around this steel factory here a bit with a gentle curve, and then we can hit the river in a more perpendicular section where we've not got the narrowest section to go. We can lift the bridge up a little bit because we've got a bit of a slope there, and just bring it over so we're lining up roughly with where this station's going to be. So I think that's going to be about it. So this is the first of our southern side of this cargo hub, and so we can connect that straight in. Then we need to connect in all the lines, so we'll go with that one to begin with, and then we'll start bringing these lines out. So we'll allow some space for the trains to come out, and then we can connect those in, I think like this, like so. I don't even know if this is the best way to do it, But this is going to be our main line that's going to come along. So I'll just bring this out for a moment so we know what we're doing. And then we can bring these lines in one at a time. Oh, null invalid. Thank you for watching another episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I love playing this game, so it's fairly easy for me to record playing it. I'm feeling quite nervous now, though, because my first live stream, and it didn't go well at the start, as those that have been here from the start will attest. It was pretty bad, but we're on, and I feel more in my rhythm now, know what I'm doing. So we're coming into our lines. I quite like the look of that. That, you know, it could be worse. I quite like that. It feels quite natural, the way that comes in. So we're coming out south there. So we just need to double track the rest of this because we left it like that. So we'll just do some big sweeping sections of double tracking. Just keep an eye on the money because we do need to be able to afford at least one train as we come around to this. But I think we're doing okay. Money's flowing. Now, we may need a second platform actually on the other side because this tunnel here goes right away to there. So maybe we'll just put a turnout here inside the tunnel. Like so. And then we need to pop some signals in. So we'll put one-way signals in and we'll just protect the junctions. Initially, we can put in some block sections as well where we put signals to separate the trains so we can get a more dense network at spaces like this. Yeah, it will. The central hub will be eventually connected to all cities, or I suppose the way it'll work is the central hub will connect to sub hubs, if that makes sense, and then they will connect to the town. So a speed run for a map. That is a good idea. Vex, thanks for the comment. I don't know what toes has to do with trains, but there you go. Although you do have a heel on a switch, and you do have toes on a switch, actually, in fact. So here you go. Here's a bit of a lesson for you. I used to work in the railway, worked on the railway for 10 years, and this is called the toe of the switch, and this area is called the heel of the switch. This is the crossing. These are the switches. So you've got toes here, heel there. So there you go. We have toes on our railway map. So, you know, enjoy that. And yeah, exactly, Vex. I'm sure that's what you were getting at. So we have our line set up. We've got our signals mostly done. We're protecting on the way in, but we need to protect on the way out as well. So we need to put some signals along here to allow the trains, I think, where they're merging, we're going to protect them. So I'll pop them here and here as well. Now we'll go with here and here. I don't know. Yeah, we'll try. We'll see how that works. You also have model trains as well. That is great because this game is basically a it's a model train set on a computer. That's exactly what this game is. It's not a very detailed economic sim, but it is a very good, especially when using real life maps, it's very good for doing a kind of virtual model railway. So we're still going with the BR89 Prusse, which I love. The 53 is a bit faster, but it doesn't have the same power, which I find helps with the number of wagons you can pull. So we're going to grab some bricks. That's what we're doing, yeah. So we'll go with a full 120 meters to begin with, and we'll put this on a new line. A train bed too. No, just normal IKEA bed. A train bed would be cool, though. I'm not going to lie. If anybody's seen that episode of Friends where he gets a car bed, you know how cool vehicle beds can be. So, you know, you can't knock it. You can't knock it. So this is going to be our F Basel bricks. So bring our bricks from Basel here. And this is not going to be Basel's main station. So I'm going to take the name of the Baumaterial Fabrik. I hope I said that right. and copy that into the station name so that I know that that station is actually a sort of cargo station. Hope that makes sense. So we now have a train that's running on that line. And let's have a look at the rate for it. So Baselbrick's got a rate of 58. So one more train would probably distribute that out. But there's no point in doing that at the moment because we don't... Oh, we do have some consumers. So it is going to try and start shipping bricks all the way north to probably Hamburg and Berlin and all those places which are absolutely miles away. So in the short term, we can start to connect in this Saarbrücken here in the southwest of Germany. So this is interesting because this is a sub spoke. So we have a central spoke in the middle of the map up here, which is the one at Kassel here, and this is our first of our southwestern sub spokes. So there'll be one over to the southeast. We'll probably have one to the northeast and one to the northwest as well, and maybe some more. So it's kind of like a spider's web if it's kind of like a spider's web if you can picture it like that. So that's how we're going to structure and get stuff around the map, because this is a big map, and so far we've been doing things very individually, but now we're just starting to connect everything into the map, and we'll see how that all works. So stuff's starting to go. Let's connect in Saarbrücken now. Saarbrücken here, we could connect in with a rail station, but I feel like that might be a bit overkill given how close we are to it. So maybe we just put in a drop off here. Let's have a look. So if we put a drop off in the industrial part of town here initially, we'll just go to here. The vehicles can, if we put in a loop here actually, they'll probably do a loop round. Just change that to a street so we match up. They'll probably do a loop round there as they come up here. And then if we connect this across here, this road here, along to where we're going. In fact, what we'll do is we'll just break that connection for a moment so we can get a nice, neat road. We'll connect that in primarily. And then connect this factory in again. Oh, I need a straight one, I think. Connect the factory in there, like so. I think that makes a bit more sense. So now we can build in a road depot. So we might have a few connections by road here. Maybe one for Strasbourg as well. So what we'll do then is we'll have platforms on the left and right. One to go to Strasbourg and one to go out to Saarbrücken. We've got that there, we've got a drop off there, and we can also, while we're here, let's pop this in. So think about there, we'll connect in everywhere, and there's a nice little loop here for the vehicles to turn around. So missing some if we go there, so maybe about here actually. Drop off there, and we just need some road vehicles now. So we don't actually have a depot in this part of the map, so we'll pop one down. That'll do, and we'll bring out some wagons. So we want to be able to take all cargo really with this, so we'll just start with 2 for the time being on each line. We can always increase that once cargo starts moving. We don't want to spend too much time while the line is empty. So this is going to be our F Saarbrücken town goods, and then we'll also have another 2 vehicles which we'll put on our there. Oh, I've already done it. They're going to go on a new line, which is going to be our Strasbourg town goods. Now they currently can't connect, so we need to connect those in. So we'll put the line in first, name the line first. Oh, BR 1989, yeah, we love it. I'm losing track of that conversation, but I love that you know the trains in this game. I feel like there's a lot more of the sort of German, Austrian trains, or Swiss trains. I think the the OG train in the European maps. The D13, I think that's a Swiss mountain one. And then the Prusse, I think obviously Prussian Germany. So yeah, so you know, there's no rocket here without a mods. If you're playing vanilla, you've not got any really of the British stock out there. But we now have a connection down here to Strasbourg and a connection to Saarbrücken. That is hopefully going to draw some demand from here. You can see we've got Saarbrücken has got a demand of 4, and Strasbourg also has a demand of 3. It is trying to ship out to all kinds of different places within the network, and that's what will happen as your network grows. Is everywhere is going to start trying to distribute to everywhere else, so it becomes much more difficult to manage. So we have a lot of ore coming in this direction, which is a good thing. But it would be great if we could send something back on all those ore trains. I don't know if we've got any of them. So this one's empty. Oh, are they all empty? So we made some money on here. We've got 88 ore. This one's got some ore. And it's full, so that's good. That is promising. Do we have ore waiting at the central cargo hub? None yet, and that is a little worrying. We have ore. No, there's some bricks coming down there. We've got a train full of ore here. You see this line is starting to get quite busy because that train is stuck waiting for this train to pass the next signal. So this is where your block signals can become really useful, where you've got lots of trains. You can see now it's actually getting very busy. You've got another train here waiting behind that one, so it may be an issue of them spreading out, but it may be that we are going to need more lines on here, because already the signals are quite dense. Already they are. So we'll see how that goes. The Meppin line is doing 240 now, so that's massively dropped. And I think that's due to how busy these lines are becoming. So I'll just keep an eye on these trains coming in now. We've got this one coming in with a supply of bricks into this cargo hub. This train is this is a special line which only runs underneath here to this log camp here. So we're basically delivering all the logs, but we have no demand. Oh, that's worrying. So they're not connected. Oh, that is worrying. Look at that. I've made a boo-boo here. So this factory is not connected to this station, so nothing is being shipped. And that has been costing us some money, because that's been running for a little while. So we can correct that. Do I take sponsors, Vex? I don't know. I don't know who would want to sponsor me on this one. We're just playing a game here. Just playing a game, having fun. Yeah, no, if you're a model railway company, maybe Hornby, maybe you want to sponsor me, that would make sense. But I'm not sure who else would. Yeah, and... yes, there will be some good locomotives later in the game, but yeah, let's avoid some spoilers, because we will get some juicy ones later down the line. And some juicy ones from the other parts of the map of Europe are very effective in this game. So we've got loads of logs waiting here, which is really good. So they're heading north, and that means those trains which are taking planks and logs, which is always an odd thing. When I rotate, the video gets pixelated. Oh, that is disappointing. Is that what everyone's seeing? I don't know. The current bitrate isn't great. Maybe I could up the bitrate on that. So, I don't want to mess up everything, because the last time that I tried to do something like that, it absolutely killed it. Yeah, bitrate is 2600. Is that stuff that everybody wants to know? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to try and solve this for next time. It's the first stream. I want to see if I can get a better outcome. Better capture of this whole thing for next time. I'm sure we can. But for the time being, I think we're just going to have to stick with this because I can't play the game and fix problems at the same time. I am not that technical. But let's get back to it. So, we've now solved the problem of logs here because logs are starting to come onto this line. So this train is no longer being wasted, which is very good. Money does still seem to be coming in. I've not checked on my headquarters in a while. Let's have a look at that. So our headquarters is obviously in Berlin. It's looking okay. Yeah, I'll just keep an eye on it. If the bit, I don't know. It's maybe something I'll try and improve for next time. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi connection. Oh, look at these lovely trams, look. This is proper 19th century glory going on here. So this is Berlin, where we, if you've not seen, we are actually supplying quite a lot to Berlin, and it has had some pretty good growth. Obviously, we want Berlin to be able to. We want Berlin to be growing and being the capital that it should be. So it's got lots of connections. It's got lots of bread coming in. Could do with some more machines for definite. But we are getting some tools in there, which is giving us a little boost to that. Station overcrowding is causing us a little bit of a problem. Minus 10% on growth. And if we look around at the little people, we've got a big problem here with this Berlin to Frankfurt Oder. So this is our tram that actually goes to the nearest town of Frankfurt, rather than a interconnected train line. We put in a tram line, so that's okay. I mean, maybe we could make this more efficient, slightly more efficient, by straightening out this. Might be the way to go. So if I pause that here, just do a little bit of destruction. So I want to have tram track here, and we'll keep it electric because we might go for electric vehicles very soon, I'm sure. And we bring that over. I'm going to have a bit of curve there. In fact, I'm going to curve this more. Oh, that's not the way we want to go. Oh my goodness. Sometimes. So I think that's a more efficient way for this to go. You see that route. Oh, but you know, we probably should have done it from there. You know, it's fine. It's not going to make that much difference. So we've only got the one tram on there, which is probably the bigger problem that we have, and why we've got so many people waiting. At the moment, we've got 11 people on there. We've got how many people? 60 people waiting for that line. If I have a look at the... Let's have a look. So cargo layer, destinations layer, public transport. You can see over here, this line that we've got 70 seems to be the rate that we're trying to get to. When I let the game play out a little bit more, it should tell me what the rate is currently with the one tram. We've got a rate of 30, so I reckon 2 more trams on here should clear that station out. Everywhere else looks fine. It's just the Berlin to Frankfurt Oder, and we can actually, to help us out in the short term, we can put little passenger buildings on here that will just clear out the blueness of the overcrowding, so we don't lose passengers as well. But as those new trams come in, they should clear that out. We also have a bit of a problem here on this Berlin tram loop. So there's a lot of people that are trying to go. Which direction are they trying to go? They really want to go via Berlin Annex, which is this main station here. So we need a few more on there. We've got quite a few trams on there. Finances wise, this line is making a decent amount of money, so we could probably, for the sake of the growth of Berlin, we could probably afford a couple more vehicles on there just to try and keep everybody in town happy. And the more people that are obviously using our public transport, the better our pollution in Berlin is going to be, one would hope. So it looks like I'm streaming the game from the cloud. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Looks good on my screen. It's yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But let's have a nice little view of this setup here. So we've got our passenger line there, and you'll be able to see the trains coming along. Looking rather nice. So they head off. It's our first passenger line. We could do with a better one. So I'm wondering whether anybody that is from Germany on the chat, where's the best place to take passengers from Berlin? Where's the second town in Germany? That's what I want to know. Because that would be a good place to target for our second passenger line, which would be really good. I'm trying to have a quick look at our stream here. Video bitrate, it says, oh, what does it say? Bitrate of what? Should be 13,500. This is significantly lower than what that should be. Okay, I'm going to try that. I don't know if that's going to work any better. But we're still going. Rostock or Dresden? I don't know. So, yeah, I've tried to make the appearance of that slightly better. But I don't know if that's going to make a difference. It doesn't appear to have found its way in there. So what I might do is just take a couple minutes to pause it, to pause the stream, and then we will come back to it and see if I can reset the stream and have a better quality line coming through. So give me a moment on that, and we'll see how we do. And we're back. I have no warnings on the screen. Hopefully you're still with me. If a few people have left during the break, but that's okay. We are looking at the lovely station in Germany that we have here. Excuse me. And is everything okay on there? Does the screen look any better? Anybody in the chat that is still here? Hey, Null Invalid, you're here. I don't know if this looks any better. You'll have to let me know. But I upped the bitrate in OBS, and hopefully I'll do some twirly whirlies now. Look, does that look any better? I don't know, we'll see. Right, okay, so Dresden was well, if we look actually on the towns that we have, we can filter them by size. Hamburg is currently our second largest town. Dresden's right down. Yeah, it's a fair distance away, but it's one of the smaller towns on here. So in terms of getting the passenger numbers that we want, hey Andre, is Vex back? That's what I want to know, or has he left me? Right, let's have a look then. So Hamburg we have over here, and we have Berlin there. So they're not too far away. And from previous episodes, if you have tuned in, we already have a line that runs that way, with plenty of freight going between Hamburg and Berlin already. But we now need a passenger line. Hello Vex, still here. So we can put in a passenger line for Hamburg. Now I'm going to put it in the industrial side. As you can see, we've got some residential area over here, and I think what I'll do is I'm going to put a nice big terminus, because Hamburg's a big town. We want to go with, do I go with a terminus or do I go through one? I'm thinking a big terminus here would be good, but then it probably makes more sense to have a through station because of where it is geographically. If we go here, we're nice and, well, I think somewhere around here, although we're a bit out of town initially, once we connect the roads in, that should connect plenty up, and then we can connect in the residential areas by tram when we need to do that. So we're going to run our tracks out here. In fact, what I'm going to do is just delete back some of these roads to avoid the level crossings and see how we do. So we're going to join onto this line. Well, in fact, we're not going to go north first. What are we doing? We're actually going to come south here. So we've got our main line with our freight connections on there. So we just need to bring this passenger line here out to... Hey, I'm glad it's fixed. There was a setting in OBS that limited the bit rate for the video. And then I think it does some weird things with compression in YouTube if you have a low bit rate. So that I've upped that to the recommended number that YouTube said, and it seems to look a lot better. So, you know, all's well that ends well. So we have here our first lines to come out of Hamburg here. We're going to try and bring them, if it will let me, onto the main line here. And also connecting the second side as well. So, I don't know, it's doing weird things. Oh no, there it is. I missed it. So we can bring that line into there as well. And then we also have a third and fourth platform here, which I thought, being as Hamburg is a big old town, it's probably going to have more connections than just Berlin eventually. So why not future-proof what we're doing? So we can bring those in as well. And I'm going to bring them in like this here. And then we'll make the trains go onto the correct lines as they come out of the station here. So 2 sets of crisscrosses. Here and here. And then we just need to pop signals down that are going to protect, and they can choose that. And then we want one as well there. Although actually I'm going to put it behind the level crossing, so if we get a train stop there, it doesn't block the road. And keep the drivers happy. And then we need to protect the junction here that we've just created with 3 signals. And we can probably squeeze in a block section in this little track here. So that's good. So now we connect to the main line. Now the trains at the moment are all roughly the same speed, so I'm not too worried about a specific passenger line. We connect into this cargo line here, not into Berlin's main passenger station, which actually runs out here, which might actually be quite difficult to connect in with the road layout that we have so far. So we might need to do something with that. We've got a road. I don't know, do we need that road? I think we connected in for a better route here, but we might have to give ourselves a bit of room for our railway line here. So if we connect that in there, we'll just turn the trams off for a moment. Like so, and that's a bit more organised here. We've still got this weird kink going on there, but we'll have to get rid of that later. So we can bring, and Berlin, you should say, if Hamburg has so many platforms, then Berlin should probably have even more. And we will do that. In fact, I think that's what we'll do that straight away. So we can configure the station here. We can add in a 3rd platform there and a 4th one here. And then we just need the actual passenger platforms there. And, you know, the people of Berlin, the Werks, are classy people, so they need a roof. And they need a way to get there also, because we have an underpass. So the underpass is there. We stick it there as well. Is there any more that we need to stick on? Nope. So that allows people to get on there. And we could potentially, although we're getting close to this line here, add another platform or another track on the side there. But we don't need that straight away. I'm in the plus now. Oh, for money? I hope so. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, our earnings have gone blue. That's probably because I'm spending less money. I've not bought trains in a while, which we're going to correct very soon, because we are going to buy trains. So what I'm thinking, if we bring this line out through here, just skirting through this little green patch here, and then bring it onto the main line somewhere around here. In fact, what we might do is just curve this out, ready to connect in to our Berlin passenger station. Ooh, too much slope. That's weird. Oh, it goes up quite high, that does. That's not what we want at all. I want to keep this nice and flat, especially for passenger lines. We need to make sure that we're faster than road travel at all times. Let's try it this way around, because that didn't work too well. So we'll go curve over there. Now it's 83 kilometers an hour, which is pretty slow, but at this stage in the game and this close to the platform, I don't think that's going to be a problem. We'll jump over now. Lovely, lovely. So we can connect hopefully onto the main line somewhere around here. In fact, it's going to be quite a tight curve. So I think maybe we'll go back to there and then we'll curve in. I'm just thinking about the speed. So we get to 80. If we just bring this a little bit further along, we're at 82 the whole way there. That's not too bad. Again, there's going to be some space for the trains to build up their speed anyway. So that's probably fine. And then we can pop the signals in here to protect this junction. So the 3 signals in the directions that they're coming in. We can have a block section here, either side of the level crossing, and one here as well. So we don't block those. And then we will put a little crisscross, because we love a crisscross at a station. Allows the train to use either side. Now, I said I'd put that down there, but we also need to connect in these platforms. So we might run them into that straight section just ahead there. And just come back a little bit, and we'll run them in, I think, here. Because they've got a nice bit of track that's just asking for it. A nice bit of space that we can do that, and we can also do the same with this one. I'll run this along and connect it into the line. And then we're going to need some signals here. So we're going to want a signal to protect there, one there, and one there. Now these two are pretty close together, so I'm going to get rid of these two here, given the proximity. And then we will also need a crisscross on this section here, so the trains can get onto the right side of the track before they head out into the main line. And the game wants to do weird things again with its layout, so we'll try from this direction, and that has worked lovely. And then we can put up a signal on there to protect that. This is too close to that junction now, so we're going to drop that away. Okay, I think we have what we need there. We have what we need. Increase the buffer. Yeah, well, we'll try that. We'll try that for next time, I think. Yeah. Thank you for that tip. No invalid. First stream, you learn some things. You learn some things. It's a lot easier when you can just record on your own and scrub out your mistakes in the editor. But here we go. So we are building a passenger line now. Well, we built the passenger line. We have a passenger line. What we need is a new line. So we're going to go from Berlin to Hamburg here. And well, I've got no warnings, which is a good sign. We're coming over to here, to this track here, platform number 2 in Berlin. Yeah, I'm going to leave that on there. I'll leave that on that one. That line is also not named, and it's we need a colour for it. Give a dance at the outro. What colour do you think of when you think of Hamburg? I think maybe red. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to give it red for that. And then we need to name this. So this is going to be our V for people, and this is our Hamburg to Berlin. And I'm really hoping this is a financially successful line, because there's a lot of trains running around now, and we need to be making some money. So I need where's the nearest train depot we have? Oh, it's over here. So we can buy. The fastest vehicle we have is actually the Prusa 53. So I'm going to go for that with the passenger line. And we have this car which can do 60, but it's really expensive, and the Prusa at the moment cannot go 60, so there's no point really in it. So we'll stick with the 8-car wagon, and we'll try and keep in the good for now. We'll go with 2 more mediocre. It's a pretty flat route, a 56 capacity, and this is going to go on our, let's go down to V, Hamburg to Berlin. Unable to, oh, I thought that was a good idea. Okay, so it can't quite get there just now, and I think because when it comes around, if I put a double slip there, I'm hoping the train will find a path. In depot. I need to put it on a line. Okay, it has got a path now, so I just made the double slip. Oh. The game is generating a train and slowing down, so I made this in double slip so it can come up here and then go on that line up towards Hamburg. And we do need to do a bit of work at Hamburg, because there's no one really going to join us at this station here if we don't do something about this. So we need a street that's going to run along here, and I think we are going to get rid of this building here, and this is going to run around to about there. Nice long connection to the station there. That means we have a handful of buildings which are connected, which is a good thing. But in order to really connect Hamburg in, we absolutely need a tram set up. So we can put in a decent tram depot here, which is connected to the station. I actually want to put it here. What I'm thinking is if I get rid of this little section of a road there and a building, I can put my tram station right across, pretty much right across, and then we'll connect in this little road here. Like so. I'll just drop it there, and hopefully that will connect in. Nice little curve, so that makes more sense, but that allows us to have the platform for that. Don't tell me I've put in the wrong kind. I've put in a cargo station, which is incorrect. We need a passenger one. That's what we want. We want some tram tracks in there. We'll pop that in, and then we are going to need some tram stations around. So, looking at the kinds of areas we've got, definitely want a stop out here in the residential section. We've got a bit of a, well, let's say, so we can go around there. We can follow, turn right, come down here along this lovely riverside route there. We'll go into the central part here. Oh, we've got a problem that's just appeared, but I don't want to lose my train of thought, so I'm going to finish this. So we're going to go up to here, up there. We can use this little road we made to come in there, and then we'll come out, and then we'll go through our residential neighborhood and reconnect in. So before we do that, we need to, oh, I must have replaced a cargo hub here, which is not good. So in terms of that cargo stop, then it's going to have to go somewhere else, maybe here, and then that line is trying to stop at this one here. So if I drop it there, knock that one off, gets rid of that warning. Good. So now I need to make a new line, which is going to be our Hamburg loop. So we're going to go out of here, around to the residential area, go to the commercial and industrial areas, and then into our main stop again. And then we're going to go the reverse direction, so we catch both directions for simplicity, rather than having 2 lines set up. I think that works well. That makes sense when I look at it. So I think that's good. So this is going to be our V Hamburg tram loop. Cheers, Frank Ross. And cheers, everyone. Okay. We need to put some tram tracks down, which we will do now, to make sure that the trams can actually do the route. So just following it around now with the tram tool. Make sure it's all nice and blue. Oh, there we go. Last section there, I think we're covered. And then we just need a vehicle. So, well, we need a tram depot, which we can chuck in somewhere. That'll do. And we will buy ourselves a couple of trams. So, ooh, we have the Startbahnhalle, which has a 27 km/h. Oh, it's only marginally more expensive, but it is definitely a more attractive effort. Same capacity. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with 2 of those, and we'll stick them on our Hamburg tram loop. And it can't get there. Oh, is it an electric? It's an electric one. Ooh, it's our first electric, which is great. But also, I didn't do that everywhere. So now we have catenary everywhere. We have our overhead catenary, and so that should allow these to go on the tram loop, and off they go. So they're good. Look at the little driver in the top hat. Absolutely glorious. What a uniform. I love the gathering of German speakers on here, which is good. You can embarrass me with my pronunciation as well. It's absolutely fair game. So we have our electric trams running around. They're going to connect in some passengers, hopefully, onto our Hamburg to Berlin line, which is great. Our train is hurtling along. It's got 4 passengers. Glorious. So far made no money and just cost us, but it is heading out at a whopping 50 km/h north to Berlin. Absolutely no problem hauling these carriages now. So there is a risk that it gets caught behind some freight trains and has to go a bit slower, but further down the game we will have a specific passenger line to run along here. But this is lovely, and this is the kind of model railway set view that you get from this game, which I absolutely love, where it's beautiful. It's really nice. Yeah, and if you really like to, you can become the driver, because why not? Here he is, doing his best. Not much to view from in here, but there's quite a lot of detail actually inside these locomotives, which is absolutely lovely. Shame there's not a fireman chucking in some coal as well. Just the one person, got to do both jobs, which is tough for them. But you know, it's the efficiency of a German railway system. It's got to be done. So we have a passenger line. We have passengers travelling on it. That is very, very good news. Nobody yet waiting at at Hamburg yet. But we do have people wanting to use our tram line, which is good, and that usually means they want to get to the main station. And those, if I have a look at Hamburg now, those public destinations are increasing massively. So we've got a 30% growth from now. Oh, we have the PLM. Oh, we have the PLM. Oh, my goodness. I should have waited. Because, you know, the PLM will do 60 km/h, and obviously it's a lot more expensive to run, but 60 km/h is fast. I mean, if I get rid of the Prusa on here, go for the PLM. And then I would need to get rid of all the wagons, in fact. And we would need to go for the higher speed compartment car, which is the only one available now. I know, the Daimler Cannstatt is good as well. It means we'll have some internal combustion rocking around. Or is it internal combustion? Is it a steam wagon? I don't know. But we can actually have a big old train. Look, this is still 77 capacity and we're still good on the power front. 88 capacity, we're still good on the power front. Mediocre when we put the 9th one on there. So we'll stick with 8. 88 capacity here. And that is absolutely glorious. We have our PLM. Where is it? Oh, no, I want the train. I want the train. Let me have a look at the train. So I just get rid of the line here. It's beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous locomotive. Especially in the green, I've got to say. It's very classic. But our Hamburg line is red, so I'm a little bit interested if we paint the train a nice deep red colour. I don't know if that's going to ruin the aesthetic. I don't think it does. I think that looks absolutely royal. That looks beautiful. Fit for a Prussian emperor. That looks really good. Really good. I got to say, I love that. Yeah, let's have a look at the Cannstatt because I don't think is it steam or is it an internal combustion engine? Where do we have loads of trucks running around? Let me think. We have loads. I mean, look down here at our. It's up here, our bond logs. We've got horse-drawn carts. We could replace all of these with the DMG Cannstatt, which has a capacity of 5. So capacity-wise is not any better. But it has a speed of 25 mile an hour, so we've got a 25% increase in the speed. Emissions is much higher, but we're doing cargo out of town, so I'm not worried about that there. And obviously it costs more to run, but that additional speed means we're going to be able to, one, increase our profits from the top speed, which is a factor in the calculations for that, and also in the number of drop-offs we're going to be able to do. So if I change those, you can see we're going to, our rate, I hope is going to go up. Should go up by 25% in theory, there or thereabouts. So we have the Cannstatt running along, which, yes, it is not a steam engine, it is a internal combustion engine, open top, because it never rains in Germany, I've heard. It never rains in Germany. And in Transport Fever 2 Germany, it's always glorious weather. Always glorious weather. But we have the Cannstatts running. The line rate is still a 415, which I'm surprised by. I really would have thought that would have changed. So they're running through there. And we also have the horse and carts here as well for Dusseldorf bricks. And we can change those out for the Cannstatts. In fact, I need to select all of them. And the Dusseldorf bricks line gets a rate of 117 with that change. Dusseldorf needs 122, so that's about right. I would say that is about right. We also have Kern, which needs 110, only getting 63 at the moment. And that line is struggling, so that'll be a good one to replace the vehicles for. The line rate is not changing with the vehicles, which it must do because the vehicles are faster. So I don't know if that's just a lag that we need to wait for it. Yes, I also love the top hat drivers. I love this era. This is why I slow the game down, because it is just such a classy, cheesy era. It's got to be done. Absolutely got to be done. Yeah, it's the way to go. Especially, like I say, it never rains. It never rains in glorious Deutschland. So, you know, why not get your top hat out, get in your convertible car, and, you know, enjoy yourself. Last one of these little areas to be using the horse and cart. I can't actually select the person. I've just selected Hans Winter, who is loving life. Oh, he's not. Oh, I thought He's just using the cargo hub as a through road. That's interesting. Dusseldorf bricks is sorted. Dortmund bricks is still horse and cart. We can absolutely change that to the Cannstatt. And then we have bond logs, which we've also done. So it would be good to see those come through and increase. So Kern is actually dropped 73. I don't understand what's going on there. It should be 25% faster. But we would see. We shall see. Okay, let's check back on our steel. So are we wow, we're producing 88 steel here. We are actually shipping some of that steel, which is really good. We haven't shipped any all the way up to Meppen yet. Supplies wise, we're only supplying 37% of the ore from here, which is a problem. So Mainz coal it's got a rate of 71, so that is going to be our issue. So we absolutely need more trains on there, so we can add at least 2 more, probably 3 more if we can. Well, we can afford it. We've got loads of money, so we're going to keep going. Dusseldorf interchange hub. Are we losing materials? We are at the. We are, because we have. I mean, there's fewer places that are losing them now, but Köln is absolutely losing materials, because we are trying to supply. Let's have a look. Trying to supply 110 there, and the Köln line has a rate of 73. I really thought that would go up with the additional Cannstatts, to be honest. I wonder if there's anything. Yeah, I suppose with the increase in speed is great, but we don't actually have. We're not going any faster because the amount of traffic over this bridge. So I'm wondering if I connect in another transport route across the river from, say, here, whether we can get the good people of Köln to use a different bridge. Because you're clogging up my cargo routes here. And it's jam-packed here, so that seems to be the problem. And they're trying to get all the way over to there through the town, so maybe a more direct route from here would be a good idea anyway. So if we come out, don't really like the way that. I think what I'll do is I'll just delete that section of road for the time being, and we'll bring out this road here, and hopefully I can. It doesn't really like that. It will do it if I make it a Mahusive bridge. Oh, I don't like that though. That's silly. That is silly, silly, silly. I'm going to flatten this a bit and just bring up the end. If I bring this flat to there, I'm going to let it go down a little bit actually. And then hopefully I can come in here. Doesn't really like that. I might need to delete a little bit of a road here, and we'll reconnect those in later. In fact, we'll just delete all the way back to there, and then hopefully I can connect this in, and that's looking a lot better. And in fact, we can't connect that side in because we have this gradient difference. We would need to potentially bring that up to here, like so. And what I'm hoping is we'll start to get some usage of this route out here, which is going to alleviate this. In fact, which way is my Kern Bricks line? So they're going to use the new bridge, which is going to be much faster. And if all the people there can start to continue to use that line, then that should, you know, solve a bit of a problem for us. Because the Cannstatts are great, but if nobody's going at 25 kilometers an hour, then there's absolutely no point in having that top speed. It's not going to increase your rate, and actually chucking more vehicles on here is probably not going to solve the problem. Chunky bridge, but not bad. Yeah. I like how it kind of sags in the middle. That's would be an unusual look for a bridge, because normally when a bridge sags like that, you've got a problem. You need to do something about it. But there we are. So we have a nice new bridge which our vehicles can use. Yeah, and I mean, maybe we could do a third one, a nice little bridge across there. But actually, probably, where are the people, the passengers of Köln going? Because maybe if we solve the passenger problem, we don't need it. So if we look around here at the cargo layer, you can see a lot of people are trying to go along this road, and I think they're probably going to Dusseldorf. And you would think that they would eventually start to use these routes in here. In fact, connecting a few more of these roads in may well solve this issue. Or maybe we'll get them to use this route a little bit more. And just delete that road back a little bit and then bring it up over here onto the bridge. But we could potentially have a nice little route going between here and here. We could, of course, do that with trains. But maybe, and we've got, you know, Essen, Dortmund, Dusseldorf and Köln here, really, really close together. My real name is Alistair, if you want to know. Solid brickwork, thank you. Upgrade the roads. Yeah, the roads are a bit messy. They are a bit messy. I think let's do a bit of that and at least make it, you know, consistent. So what we want to do, I'm going to go with the medium street up to there. So at least that's the same all the way through there. And yeah, so that's going through. I mean, does this have 2 lanes? Sorry, I can't remember. There we go. So the highest speed. Okay. So that's interesting. The small streets only have a speed of 20 kilometers an hour, which is actually going to cause a problem with their CAN stats. So they need to be on a high speed road. Otherwise, they can't go to their top speed. But we have the route now set up. The country roads are fine, although we could go for maybe a medium-sized country road around here that we're using so heavily. Would work pretty well. So let's have a look on this Köln brick. So we now got a rate of 80, and in fact, we're no longer blue on there. So supply consumers, that is going up. We're still trying to slide 111, so it will become a problem. Oh, did we get another vehicle? I completely missed that update. I was too busy looking at roads and all kinds of crazy things. But I'm thinking now, because these towns are ready to boom. There's loads of stuff going on here. Köln is, you know, has grown significantly. Cologne, if you're from England. Dortmund could do with some more growth. Dusseldorf, again, has grown pretty well and is getting lots of construction materials. But if we're able to connect the passenger lines here, it's going to help us with our freight problems as well. So what I'm thinking is, rather than I could do a train line, maybe a train connection here. It's really dense. It's going to be a really dense line. I am from England, Vex. I am. Can you not tell by the English accent and the terrible German pronunciation? I'm obviously not from Germany. That is for sure. But I think maybe we're getting a railway line while it's still... I think a railway line that goes here, stops in Dusseldorf, does that. Maybe like a bit of a metro railway. Would keep the roads really, really clear. So, yeah. And then we could potentially use Dortmund, I would say, as a connection into Berlin. And then the connections to Essen, Dusseldorf, Köln, Bonn, Duisburg can come away from here in a kind of a fan shape, as it were. So we'll go 1, 2 there, and then we can go around to Essen and Duisburg that way, and then we'll go south to Bern and Koblenz, potentially, you know, along those via Köln. That could be good, you know. Right, let's do a bit of a passenger line here and try and connect some things. Oh, thank you, Andre. I appreciate it. You know, my secondary school German teacher would be Pleased to hear that, because it means I listened. So, you know, there we are. So I'm going to go with a 2-station 160-meter platform, and I'm going to put this is a dense area. I'm going to put this right in the middle of Dortmund. I'm not going to put it out. We're already next industrial area anyway. I've done it again. It's the wrong kind of station. Get rid. Right, let's try that again. So we'll go with the passenger station here. And we'll use a little tram network to connect the rest of Dortmund in. We'll go this way. Or, you know what, I'm going to put the station down first, because this is seriously dense. What I'm thinking is we're going to have to come through here, do loads of demolition to get into Dusseldorf here, cross the river, another station here on this side of Köln, away from that residential area, and then we'll swing around the outside and head to Bern and Koblenz. I think that is probably the best way to do this. And then we'll have an option here to swing to the right or to the north to hit Essen as well. Anything that's stuck. I did German for 3 years, from what we call year 7, which is 11 years old, to 14, and I did a trip to Germany. And the only thing that really stuck is Jugendherberge, which I think is youth hospital. I don't know why I know that, but I just do. I've just remembered what youth hostel is, which is, you know, no use to me at all, because I've never been to Germany and needed a youth hostel. And nobody's ever asked me where one is. So, you know, the game's auto-saving, so I'll take a quick pause. But, you know, Guten Tag, Guten Morgen, I know some basic things. My last 2 managers, actually, I used to work for Amazon. The last 2 managers that I had were actually German, so I felt like I had to show some respect to them, because otherwise they would fire me. I couldn't be too anti-German with them about. So, he's trying to build, and I'm trying to build. You're getting in the way, right? It's costing me a fortune with all these buildings going in, but I've got my station in for Dusseldorf there, and then I want to get my station in for where are we here? Oh, I've lost my station names, lost my town names. Oh, can't remember. Right, I'm going to do some deleting, and then we'll correct it later. So we'll put in Köln station. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I think this is going to work. So the tracks are going to... I need to get these tracks in quite quickly, because they keep building stuff. And there's a bridge pillar connection collision issue here. So, I don't know. I'll lower the bridge a bit. It's going to remove a building, which is not too bad. And this is, with this kind of density, you know, the bridges are going to look a bit ridiculous, I think. And one of the only issues with a real world map is you tend to get these massive drops to rivers, because in order for the rivers to stay as rivers, they will as long as they stay as rivers in the game, they have to be at sea level, which means you don't get that natural rise that you get in geography with rivers, obviously. So you do have these rivers that the further into the city, into the country you go, and the further away from the sea, you get really, really big cuts into the land. So that is a problem, and it makes your bridges look a bit ridiculous on the real world maps. But that being said, you also get stuff like this. Which, you know, I could just I can't really raise it up. I can lift it here. It doesn't like this setup that we've got on this one. I need this connection to go in. It will do it, but I don't like that road. So what I'm going to do, because that road is absolutely, that looks ridiculous. And yes, some things look bad, but that is too much for me. So what we'll do is we'll delete the road on both sides here, and then we'll try and build a tunnel. If we go from here to here, we might need to delete that section there as well and go a bit further back. But if we do that and we drop it down, Are we going to get a sort of tunnel? I don't know. It's that. It says collision. Doesn't like that for whatever reason. So maybe we need to go a bit further back on this side, on that side. I mean, do I really need to do this? There we go. There's a tunnel there. That's better. So the road can go underneath. We've still got the transport connection. But now we have our railway line. Yeah, that's what I've done. Yeah, I've just read your comment and then we did it. So there you go. You are way ahead of me. So we're out there and we're going to swing round down towards Bonn. We have this line. I'm a bit anxious to go this way a little bit because the growth of these towns is going to explode. Now we have this line here, which runs up towards Halle. I don't really know how to say Halle. And Maidberg over there, which eventually will run out towards Berlin. So I'm just running if we do a little bit of an extension here to try and avoid getting cut off by the good people of Dortmund here. As they rightfully expand their town. I've got no problem with that, but it is causing me a problem in that way. I have just run these straight through. I mean, we could do some pass-through lines, but I think we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. At the moment, we're just going to stop at every. Just add an E to Halle. Oh, I don't know. Vex, I don't know what you're asking me. I love the energy. I have to say, I love the enthusiasm. I've no comments to make about washing machines. But there you go. You should buy it if you think it's right for you. You go. You do you. But here we're about trains here. Ask me about a locomotive. What is your favorite locomotive? Put that in your chat. Like your favorite. Greatest of all time locomotive you would love to see in real life if you've not already seen it. That's what I want to know. That's what we're here for. I'm going to extend this line round the outside of Köln here, just so we don't get again caught off by the growth of the town, and then we can head towards Bonn. In fact, we might just do Bonn now. I'm going to get the topography. There's quite a few trees. Oh, I need... Yeah. I think if we come to the outside here, it's quite flat along the riverbed, and then we'd probably be able to get to Koblenz there. So I think Bonn, a platform, a station. Where would it go? Oh, you're already Captain? What is your locomotive? We all need to know. You're already driving it. Are you driving it right now? Are you live streaming and driving a train? That would be top tier banter. It has to be said. I hope not. But you know, if you are, fair play. Right. So I think what we're going to do is drop the station around here. I think I'll get rid of the road there. And then just drop that here. Yeah, I think that's going to work quite well because of where the line is going on the outside over here. This is going to connect into... It's going to connect in pretty well. It wants to go up. I don't want to go too far up. I'm quite happy with a tunnel because this is quite a hilly area. But it doesn't like... It's probably this road here. So I might get rid of this road for now. We'll bridge over in a minute. Where are we going? There we are. So that will go in. And that'll be nice. But it doesn't like this side now for some reason. We've got an absolute beast of a cut in here. Surprised we didn't tunnel in this area, but you know. If we didn't need to tunnel, we didn't need to tunnel. So it'll let me go to there, but it won't let me complete the line for some reason, which is bizarre. I can't quite figure that out. We'll just drop the railway line back a little bit and see if it will connect from here. That'll work. Okay, so now we have a line which goes Bonn, Köln, Dusseldorf, Dortmund. Absolute beastly. Oh, you're on holiday, or on a busman's holiday, as we say, where you're, you're no longer driving a train, but you're watching a game about trains. I love that. I love that commitment. That is great. Okay, so we now need a depot, and this is a completely isolated line, so we're not going to have any train depots in here. But we have a bit of space coming out of here from Kern. I think this is probably going to be the spot for our depot. Let's go somewhere here. So we're going to go that way. I'm going to come away that way. And we're going to pop it 2 lines together, and then hopefully pop a depot at the end of it. Lovely jubbly, sound as a pound. And well, yeah, we're coming to the last 15 minutes of the stream. I think we're going to wrap it up in about 15 minutes. I hope you're enjoying it so far. If you're not already following my channel, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe to the channel. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Right, so let's get a train going. Steam wise, we have the PLM. I'm going to go for the PLM. It's quite long, but the power is going to mean we're going to get up to speed a lot faster, and maybe just put fewer wagons on. So we'll start with just 5 for now, because I suspect it's going to take a while for this line to really build up with passengers. We will go from Bonn to Kern, and we'll do that, and then we'll also go back down to the start. So we go Bonn, Kern, Dusseldorf, Dortmund, Dusseldorf, Kern, and back to Bonn. So this is going to be, oh, what is it going to be? It's going to be our V. For now, let's call this our Bonn to Dortmund. Now, I only know one thing about Dortmund, and it's that the football team plays in yellow and black. So, old Borussia Dortmund. So I'm going to colour this line yellow, and that's the only logic I can give you as to why. And we have our train. Now the train is green. I want to know what it looks like in yellow. So let's manage the vehicle, and we'll give it a nice yellow colour for Borussia Dortmund. I hope I'm not offended any rival fans in the make sure to unsubscribe. Vex, you are ever the encourager. I appreciate you. So we have a yellow Dortmund themed train running along our new lines. They are, some of these are pretty well connected. You see this one at Dusseldorf here is pretty well connected, so close to the town. We already have some passengers waiting, but we would really benefit from some passenger tram lines to connect in these towns, especially Bonn. You see here we've only got a handful of connected areas in the town. In terms of the difference that's making, we are building up some public transport connections in Dusseldorf. In Dortmund, we're building up, well, we've got 3 apparently, 3 destinations publicly, but they will build up, and that will add to the growth of the town. Favorite locomotive is the DB BR112. I'm gonna have to Google that. I'm gonna give the screen something nice to look at while I Google that. So here's our lovely Dusseldorf train going along. I'm going to look for this. So we've got the, oh no, the DBBR 112. Oh, nice red as well. Nice red. That is lovely. Electric as well. Why not? Why not? I love steam. I'm not gonna lie, it would always be steam for me. You gotta love the Mallard. It's beautiful. But yeah, I like the PLM. It does the job for me. Look at the lovely aerodynamic nose that it's got. Really cutting away and to make the speed happen. So let's do some passenger tram networks and really finish off this passenger line. that we've got going on here. So we need, as we always do, tram stop. Now I'm going to go with slightly smaller ones here, and we will make them electric, and we'll try and put them near to the main train station so that it is connected. And then we need our tram stops along the road, so we'll try and keep them on some flat ground actually. So we'll come to, from there we'll come down here, we'll come along this beautiful riverside area down here, residential area. House prices must be through the roof, and then we'll head back up towards the main loop. So we just need to make it all trammable with catenary, because we're now using lovely electric trams. Oh, it's going to give quite a nice route actually as you come along here on a tram if we watch it. Yeah. Right, let's put down a nice tram stop. I've got to be honest, my computer's struggling with the number of things on screen. I'm going to go a bit closer. So we'll do that, and then we'll pop a couple of these nice parlour trams on. We'll get 2, and then we'll put it on a new line, which we also need to make. So our Dortmund, oh, problems already. I'll go back round the other way. Station types don't match. Oh, you know what I've done? It needs to be Lower Dortmund. Oh, that is silly. That is really silly. Right, I'm going to delete this line. Oh, I've got vehicles on the line. Oh, man. Okay, so what are we doing? I need to get rid of Dortmund here. So Lower Dortmund is in twice. So it starts at Drosselweg. I don't want it to start there, really. I'm going to have to delete all these stations. Oh, silly, silly, silly. Ugh. So, can we go there? Lower Dortmund as a start, and let's try that again. Right. We'll go there, 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 back to Lower Dortmund, and we'll go back the other way. And then it will head back there. That should work fine. Yellow because we're in Dortmund, and off we go. It's good. German locomotive is the BR182, a singing locomotive. Oh, now that is a BR182. I don't know much about German locos. Obviously, I worked on... Oh, I see. You Germans, you love the electric ones, don't you? In Britain, we have an absolute fascination and an obsession with steam engines. We kept steam engines on British Rail for like till the 1960s. We hung on to them for dear life, and we didn't electrify at all, really, except in the south. So yeah, good on you for all the electric love out there. So Dusseldorf needs a tram line, so we can connect all those in. Now it may be, can we use the, no, I might have to connect it now, we'll see. Right, so we need a passenger stop first of all. I did make a passenger one before, didn't I? Near the station. I might have to delete some buildings here to get it really close. Could suppose go up here, but I want to be closer than that. I don't want people to walk too far. So we'll knock a station in there. It's fine. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it, good people of Dusseldorf. I forget what town I'm in sometimes. Okay, so we're going to come out here and we're going to come here, connect into the town. Now, this is interesting because we might have to... Oh, I think we're going to have to come to about there. And if we go down here, we'll have to do a little loop round. Around there like that. We'll come along here. And And then we'll go just to the corner here. And then we'll go in and connect to there. So that's an odd route, I'm not going to lie. But it's a very organically laid out town, shall we say, which has lots of foibles. Okay, we're going to have to go that way, actually. Down the hill. We don't need those bits here. We'll come along here. We've got our little loop, which we're going to do. I think that is about everything. And then what I'm going to do is, to save myself building another tram depot. I don't know if this is probably not cheaper than building another one with all the upgrades to the tram road, in fact. But hey ho. We want to leave as much space as possible for the building of the towns. So we'll pop in our thing. So we're going to start at our station 1. We'll go up this way, come down here, do a loop through there, come up here to Lindenstrasse, back to Dusseldorf Sidings. We'll come back round here and then into Dusseldorf Sidings again. So this is our V Dusseldorf tram loop. And we didn't actually rename the Dortmund one, did we? V Dortmund tram loop. Or hometown of Rostock. Rostock is on the map, actually. I'm afraid we don't have any 112s running. But Rostock, is that up here somewhere? Yeah, there we go. There's your little hometown. I wonder which building you're in watching this. But maybe you're in there somewhere. Maybe I can find you. No, that's creepy. We'll stop doing that. Right, okay, so we'll go back to there. Dusseldorf. Did we put any trams on here? Yeah, we've got 2 trams on there. And we have 2 trams on our Dortmund tram loop as well. 7 passengers on there already. And no passengers yet on this line. But the trams should be on their way soon. Traffic is absolutely a problem. And we really need to... A lot of this traffic is going to be trying to get between these towns. So our railway line is going to do us a really good job, hopefully, of that. But in order for that to work, we do need to put some passengers into the stations. So we need to also connect in Köln, which is a much bigger town. So this is where we're going to get a big chunk of our good people from. I'm just going to sort out this untidy mess here with a bit of a street. Go wider, make it curved. Just pull that round there. Let's just we will keep the tram tracks and we'll do electric as well, because this will form part of our loop. We can bring this road around. Where shall this go? No, in fact what we'll do is it will go that way. So we'll put down our bus stations. So we'll have one here. We'll go there. We'll come... Oh, it's a steep hill. We'll come down to the riverfront. We'll go back up this way. Come across to here. Catch everybody at the back here. And then we'll come in over to the western side of Köln here. Needing to make sure we connect everybody in. So we're going to around there. And then what we'll do is we'll cut back across the middle. Just to make sure we capture everybody in the middle there. And then finally we need an actual station near the station. So we'll go with that. We need to pop in some tram tracks. So just zooming out a little bit. We're going to go down there, up there, across here. Cutting west a little bit, then back through the middle. Like so. And then I think that'll do. I will actually put down a tram depot for this line somewhere nearby, and connect that in. Out of town tram depot. And I'm going to buy 4 trams for this line because Köln is a big old town. I think it's going to eat it up. There's plenty of stops in there. You can generally do like 1 tram per stop if you want a rule of thumb. But we'll stick 4 on now, and then we'll see how that feels. So we'll go back around the loop to get both direction travel on. I like this colour for Köln. Why not? I think Köln football team is red. Is that right? I don't know. Oh, yes. Oh, the PLM is a French design. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Oh, well, the French can do a really nice design because that is a beautiful looking train. We don't have any mods on here, so we're not using like loads of, we're not using loads of different trains from different regions. It's just the bog standard stuff that comes with the game. So we will be using cross-European locomotives on this game. But, you know, it's a very modern European vision for everybody to be using the same things. So the last thing we're going to do then before we will end the stream here is we'll just connect in this lovely... the town of Bonn, which kind of tagged on to the end there as a bit of a bonus. So we'll just connect in a couple of stops here. This is probably going to be the simplest of them all because it's only a little town. We'll just have the one there and the one there. Put in a tram stop somewhere reasonable. Connect this all in. Really just a main street that we're going to connect in. All we need to do for there. So we'll put in a couple of stops, a couple of trams, put them on a new line. So we'll come from the main one down, and then we'll just make sure we connect back there because we're not doing a loop, and we can do this as the Bonn tram loop. And Bonn is now connected, and hopefully we'll be bringing passengers into our burgeoning passenger railway network, which we have here. Currently we've got nobody. Oh dear, that's not good for the old finances. The company accountant is going to be losing it. Yes, Köln FC is red and white, so Köln has to be the Köln line. I mean, not that it makes any difference, but we know represent. There we go. Absolutely gorgeous. And in fact, let's change the vehicles. Let's make them red as well in honour. How do they look when they're like this, eh? Ooh, red and white. How fitting is that? They're perfect Köln trams. Look at them go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Sometimes it just works. But I feel now I've made this train Dortmund coloured as maybe a bit wrong. But, you know, hey-ho. That's what it is. Now, we've got 3 people on there. It is making a small amount of money. In terms of finances, I don't think we're in much a better position at this stage now. It is a fancy tram cabin, absolutely a fancy tram cabin, but our finances as well are not looking in such a fancy order. Yeah, we did lose some money by rail last year, quite a bit actually, over and above investments. We are making money now. But probably some of our new trains were not yet working to our advantage. But we are all in the blue now. Our earnings are at -6 million, but I'm hopeful we can turn it around. Or have I completely overdone it? I need this passenger train to bring in some money. I need it. Well, there we go. But I hope you've liked the 11th episode of this German transport empire. It has been glorious to do it live, even if the start was terrible. Thank you for sticking with it and enjoying the ride. And if you like the channel and what I do, give us a like and a subscribe. And if you'd like to see the next episode either recorded or live streamed, give us a shout. I can try and do whichever. But I have actually, now I've got into it, started to really enjoy the live stream experience. And there's a little dance just for Vex there. Why not? But I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for sticking with me. Bye bye.